No one had ever witnessed training this cruel. A nervous new recruit grabbed a live grenade and yanked out the pin without hesitation. But his hands were trembling so badly that he dropped it right onto the ground. Everyone froze in terror except the instructor, who immediately turned and ran. At that critical moment, one boy leapt forward and threw himself onto the grenade. The school held a funeral for the boy and awarded him the title of hero, but training for the others continued. One day, the instructor taught the boys how to jump higher. To emphasize the importance of core strength, he decided to show off his own abs, and told a boy to punch him in the stomach. For the boy, that punch carried more than force, it was for the friend who had died. From that day on, the two boys grew closer, but trouble soon followed. One night, one boy's father, a military officer, arrived at the school. He brought with him an urgent mission. A train transporting Soviet prisoners of war had derailed. Some of the prisoners had survived and escaped. The boys' new task was to find the escapees and execute them. Soldiers handed out rifles and ammunition to the boys and sent them into the forest. This was a real combat mission. Soon, they spotted a group moving among the trees. Without hesitation, the boys raised their rifles and opened fire. After the shooting stopped, they walked closer only to discover that the people they had gunned down were unarmed boys their own age. One boy collapsed in horror, dropping his weapon. His best friend stood nearby, frozen and speechless. Then, the boy's father arrived. Despite the boy's desperate pleading, his father coldly shot one of the prisoners. The boy broke down and vomited, devastated. He believed it was his fault that an innocent life had been taken. On the way back, they saw dozens of prisoners being herded into a pit. Then came the sound of gunfire. The next day, during cultural studies class, the instructor asked the students to write an essay titled "My Father." That same boy stood up and openly condemned his own father in front of the class. The teacher threw him out immediately. When the father found out, he feared the scandal would ruin his career, so he made a decision: he would send his son to the front line. When his best friend heard, he was furious. He demanded to know why the boy had written that essay. Did he really want to die? Everyone knew that being sent to the front meant there was almost no chance of survival. The two boys got into a fistfight, but soon collapsed into each other's arms, sobbing, because they both knew this might be the last time they would ever see each other.